I'm Katrina, and this is Sew and Tare. If you haven't watched part 1, I'll put a link up in the corner. Watch part 1 as we tore out the floor. And now this video, we are replacing the flooring. Awesome. Okay, so what are we replacing the wire with? There's a wire called cage wire, made for rabbits. Has rabbits on the picture. And this one is 1 inch by 1/2 inch mesh, 16 gauge. So it's a wider wire. It has bigger holes. The bigger holes account for the bigger poos. Now, if you have a mama bunny, you may know her poo gets bigger when she is nursing. So after she's had those babies, she's eaten tons and tons of food. She actually has bigger pellets or droplets, bigger manure. And they need to be able to fall through. So that's part of the reason for having wire as the bottom part of the hutch, is for cleanliness. We don't want them sitting in their own urine. We don't want them sitting in their own poo. It falls down. Now in the case of my ladies, underneath 2 of them I have chickens, underneath 2 of them I have quail. The chickens turn that in the racking house. I'll put a link up here if you want to learn more about that. And they make compost with the quail under the rabbits in the racking house. I'll put a link up here. I haven't done like a tour yet, but I'll put a link up here about the racking house. I have to be the chicken and I have to churn that in. So the quail kind of dig a little bit, but they don't dig a whole lot to manage that. Here it's a different management system because there are no birds underneath. So that is the plan, and I already have one of these open, so I'm not going to open this one. I always have spares of these kinds of things in case something comes up, but here's one that's already open, and I'll show you guys how this works. So here's just a scrap from before. All right, so here's the wire. We are going to put it so it's flat. It comes rolled up, so it's going to have a natural roll. We're going to make it so it's flat. I'll show you how we do that. And then you want to look and see which is the top. So these are on top going this way. These ones are on the bottom, okay? So 1/2 inch spacing on top, 1 inch spacing on bottom. If you put the 1/2 inch spacing on top, then the rabbit, or this is the same size you would use for quail as well if you're doing quail cage. If the 1/2 inch is on top, that's what you want, because that gives more support to the animal. And then the 1 inch spacing is underneath, giving base support. So that's how we're going to install it. I just wanted to show you that up front. That's the top. So that's the top. And that's the bottom. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'll say it again. This is the top with the 1/2 inch going this way. This is the bottom with the inch going this way, inch spacing. So if you put it in right, it's going to last longer, your animals are going to be more happy, and it will be better for them. These can hold quite a bit of weight, so that's something to think about. Also, measuring is a good idea. I just realized my open one is shorter than my non-open one. So let's just measure real quick. This is 30 inches by 10 feet. And that is, yeah, it's more than 30 inches. So just like on the other ones, because it is larger than most, it will have to have a couple different layers going this way. So on the other ones, I moved the center bar. I'm thinking I'll just cut from the center bar instead. Let's see how wide this one is. Yeah, that one's 24 inches. So that should come to the center. Yeah. Okay, so I'll use the shorter one and just do 2 of them this direction, and that will be good. All right, since I have things out, I am going to cut them. In the past, we've always cut them with these. That was before I had the angle grinder, so I am going to do the quick route and use the angle grinder to cut, and I'll lay it out, or I'll measure it, and then I will cut it, and then after that point I'll flatten it out. You can flatten it before you cut it, but it's such a short distance between here and there. Something to think about when measuring, especially when you're doing a retrofit like this, is when this was built, it was put on surfaces all the way across, and then the vertical structure was put up. So what we're going to have to do is support it. We're going to have to either bend it up and staple it, or bend it down and staple it. I'm choosing to bend up because so far I haven't had any issues with animals, you know, getting cut on that. We can kind of sand those down, and also I feel like this is going to hold an animal better than this. So that is my reasoning. Your reasoning might be different. If you have done this before and you have some tips to share with people, feel free to put down in the comments. And these should be helpful tips only, please. Things like wearing gloves, and yeah, I should be wearing a long sleeve shirt and probably shouldn't be wearing shorts. You don't need to comment that. I already know that. But safety glasses, gloves, not using these to pry. I did use them a little bit to pry because they've already been used to pry. So don't use these to pry. Use something else to pry. So that's the one thing I know you guys, somebody's gonna say that, and I know this. It's just this tool's already sacrificed. Anyway, so let's get to cutting and we'll go from there. So I'm measuring all the way to the back, and then all the way here. It's about 34.5 inches to the edge. I do want to go somewhere under here. It doesn't have to go all the way to the edge, but you might as well. And then make sure your door swings over that, because wire was here before, wire's there now. If not, I could stay on the underside of the door. So 34.5 plus a little bit to go up. So I'm just going to go with 36 should be good. Let's see. I'm going to go with 37 just to have a little bit extra. And it might be too much, but that's okay. 37 twice. And by 24, that's fine. So these generally hold their curve quite well. So it might take a while to get it kind of stretched out. If you have another person with you, just have them step on the edge while you unroll it, and that should help. So I'm just going to use this to mark it, and then cut it. All right, safety glasses on. Getting a little dark for these sunglasses. Perfect. That was so much faster than the snips. I so should have gotten one of these sooner. I've had it for a while, but I think this is my first time using it on the on this wire. So there we go. Always good to check and make sure this fits in the space you want it to before you cut the second piece. All right, so I have put this in with the correct side up, and I need to cut a little corner piece here. So I think I need to go to this one right here. Alright, this one needs to be cut too. This needs to be in the middle of this bar because we're going to have 2 meet. It's okay to overlap them, I suppose, but I'd rather have them meet instead. So we're going to take that off and get the that one side crimped up. But first, that's my favorite color right there. I don't know if it's the same color that I'm seeing on the screen. Not the same color in real life, but what I'm seeing on the screen, that's my favorite color. Anyway, only found in nature. And, but it is pretty much the right length. I'm okay with it going up further on the wall. Now let's see if we have that much on this roll. Oh yeah, we do. So we're almost there, and we're going to continue this tomorrow. So this piece has a curve like this, and this is going to be our top, and we want to make sure that it is somewhat flat, so we can stand on it and press it in. And if you do a little bit of a reverse roll on this, it will start to flatten out. And there we go. It's not completely flat. We can make it flatter. It would be better if we were doing this on a flat surface. Let's go do that. So here's the other piece, which we do have some bends in on purpose, but it is rather round. So we are going to come back and have to bend some of the side here, but we'll do that later. Still bent up in the middle. So what we're going to do is kind of do just a little bit of reverse bend. Doesn't take much. Looks pretty good. Just a little bit of bend. That looks pretty good. All right, let's start with the other piece. So we're starting with the piece furthest from the door so that we can make sure and get to all of it. Now, I can either reach in through the doorway, or what I'm thinking I might do is actually go underneath this and stand right here. It's going to be easier, and we can do it that way. Things I will need when I'm in there. I'll be using an electric tacker. This is for carpet, but you can use any other stapling device. I will be using snips in case I need to cut, especially in the corners or anything like that. So I'll be using these. And I have a hammer because sometimes the staplers don't get all the way in. We'll see if we need it. And as always, safety glasses and gloves. And remember, 1/2 inch side is on the top. Now I am going to have to bend this side to go onto the board here, because we're going to be stapling this direction, and I'm going to have to bend it that way on that side. So I'm actually going to measure first. 32.5 is the distance we need, and then it'll go up on either side. So we're looking at 32.5 as the actual floor. So I'm going to actually pull this up about 1 inch in. That should give enough space to staple this to the front part of the hutch. Best way to do this is I'm going 3 bars in. That's 1 inch. Take 2 and bend. It's best if you take 2. Going 3 in. And bend. And it doesn't have to be perfectly straight because we'll fix that later. Now the back side is going to be a lot higher. So let's see. Three, 2.5 is right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 in. I mean, really, I should have bigger pliers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See if it'll work with hands. It'll work with hands. There we have it. That should be our floor. Let's go put it in. All right. Trying to get this to go all the way to the edge of the wood, and it's better to have that covered. There we go. That's what we like to see. All right. I'm just pushing this down to where it's supposed to be. Looks like we have a little bit of bend, so I'm actually going to do this front side first, and then probably this side, and then go from there. So this is an awkward way to stand because you're kind of crouched in there and your head's down, so I just like to take breaks. That looks pretty good though. I definitely didn't need this length, but it's okay to leave on there. So that one that I pressed before I was down all the way, just smash down. Okay, so you can see this side is secured on the side. That side is secured on the bottom, and then this side is secured on the side. Now this side is going to be the exact same thing, except for right here and right here, and we want it to come all the way out here. So instead of stapling there, we're stapling here. All right, so if we measure the distance back to front, all the way to the front, it's 34. 34 instead of 32 and a half or whatever it was. So 34 is, we want flat here and crimped up that way. So we've already messed with the front over here. Now it's time to mess with the back, which is right here. Again, 1/2 inch on top. Let's measure 34 inches. Right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go, simple as that. Let's go put it in. Okay, so then we're gonna have one more bend to bend it up on this side. So I'm going to the edge of this other wire here, which is halfway on the 2x2, which 2x2s are never 2 inches by 2 inches. So let's see what it is. It is 22, just, okay, that's going to be specific. Let's just go with 22 and a half. It's a little less than 22 and a half, so I'll try and cheat that direction. I don't feel like going over there. I will be probably using the snippers and then also these. So we're going 22 and a half side to side. Twenty-two and a half is 1 square plus 1/2 square in. All right, so 1.5 squares in is where we need to fold it, which means we need to cut it here. And that's all we need to cut. This will be folded as well. So we'll fold this in. Now, if I was doing all wire, all metal, I wouldn't have to do all this bending. I would just cut it and use the I think they're called J clips. But these are inherited Hutches, and they work. So they're not ideal, but they do work. So that is what I'm using. Okay, so now we have this kind of basket looking thing on the side. We'll put it in. All right, this is kind of a difficult thing to film. But I'm just gonna slide this in. Hopefully it will slide right in. So close. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually staple this side first because it's butted up against the other one. I don't want them to be like overlapping because I think that'll bring up you know, the edges a little bit more, and I don't want that. So I can do that first, then I'll bring it down probably do this side, or this side, then this side, and then the back. There's my plan. I'm gonna do some placeholders first, and then come back and do the rest. Now, these do have a little bit of sharp edge. I am going to try to pound it down a little bit. But ultimately, I might just put some metal tape on the edge and cut these ones off and put metal tape on the edge. And that will protect pretty good. The slide gets open, you put in a thing of staples facing outwards and close it. Okay, I have this side in, I have this side in. I want to push down this side so it matches where the floor should go. Oh, it's too far. There we go. And again, I'm going to make some holds first. Should be able to go all the way down. I am doing this upside down because it doesn't fit the other way. A pretty good floor. Final test, will the door close? Gets a little stuck. A little bit of sanding and that'll be fine. All we need now is Mr. Percy. All right, here's Percy. Hi, Percy. There you go, babe. There you go. That's your new home. Yeah. That's your new home, babe. I know, we gotta get your stick. Come on. We still have to get your stick. I brought your mat. We'll get you a different one when Parmesan goes to his retirement home. Hi, babe. Yes, good boy. Good boy. You got lots of room. Yes, you do. What do you smell? Yep, found the water. Good boy. Oh, you're marking it already, huh? You find the food? There's the food. There's the food. Good boy. I know, it's yours. This is the first time I've seen him mark anything. I did not clean off Parmesan's scent. Hi, sweetie. Hi, babe. What do you think? Yes, that's yours. That's yours. So we're going to have to move a stick in here, and he'll have lots to look at, that's for sure. I know you're not used to that kind of feeder, I know. I know, baby. Hi. Hello. No, don't eat the fuzzy. Good boy. Chickens are going to bed. What? Are you stomping at me? Yeah, you can stand all the way up in this one. Good boy. Good boy. He's just claiming everything. You cutie. You cutie. Claiming the floor too. Brand new floor just for you. Just for you. So I hope you enjoyed the video. You now know a lot more about Hutch flooring for rabbits. Hi, babe. Mwah. Hi. And he's going to take a while to get used to his new digs, and he is busy claiming the walls and the floor and the feeder and the water. And we'll get your stick in here and you'll be a happy boy. Yeah. Alright, thank you for watching. Please hit the like if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit all the bell notification to get all, and enjoy the day. Thank you for watching.